What's up, guys? Just gonna pass the screen because I haven't not updated in a while. I gotta figure out how to work that. Because updated, I have to change the screens. But just had the unemployment rate, non-payroll farms data come out. So unemployment rate went up 0.1%. So it's 3.6. Estimated 3.5, previous 3.6. So unemployment rate actually stayed the same, but was worse than expected. So that's the first time I think that's happened in a while. The unemployment rate got worse. U.S. Treasury yields extend rise after U.S. non-farm will pay. So Treasury yields rise. So we're definitely gonna see some volatility in the market. What's the other one? All right, let's just go over what happened yesterday. Just doing pre-market. Today, not gonna do any live trading. Gonna not gonna stream live trading today. Let me tell you all this. So yesterday, here we go. This was on our watch for yesterday. We had data. Mester talked, didn't really do anything. Lulu earnings. Apparently, the men's side of Lululemon was the biggest growth. Nothing. So everything's getting IV crushed on there. Nike sympathy as calls or puts would have done nothing. So glad I really didn't take that. Oh, let's check out the economic calendar so I can put that. So Brainerd speaks at 10:30. ES has been holding that 4100 area. Right here, when the been switching up my charts a little bit, trying to figure out what I like best for key levels. 4100, we dip below, but we push up really strong. So they defended at 4100, which is going to be a key level because you have, previous resistance. I like to see a back test of that 4100. I have a demand at 4115. Possibly see like kind of a retest of this downtrend. Seems about good right there, but pretty strong move yesterday. Really unexpected. I don't think a lot of people. I mean, personally, I wasn't expecting it. NQ. This is what they did on NQ. They've been making. So if you people who take these breakouts. So if you get in long here, this is what they do. If you get in long here, you you know, say you get in long here, we have a nice rebound. This looks like a nice push up. This looks like a nice push up here. People getting long here, they're gonna put their stop at the bottom, the low a day. If they're long like month out, that's where their stop's gonna be. If they come down, grab this liquidity here, get their stops hit, or people who are taking, you know, breakdowns from yesterday's low, they're getting in here and they're getting destroyed. Look at that huge push up. So, that's why you kind of watch broadening formations. They do work out pretty well because they do want to make a little bit of a higher move, but pretty much the breakout and retest of that 12.8, you know, this key level right here. That was a pretty good spot to get in. Kind of that retest of this high. That's where we should have really got in. We had a double bottom. Looked weak though. Nice strong push up. But 12.6, definitely watching 12.6 area. We have like a 4-hour, and then watching this 4-hour demand that we pushed up also. Yeah, QQQ looking at outside day. Two double outside day. That's pretty interesting. That's where that double, that broad information comes from. Double outside, double outside. That's pretty interesting on that one. Looking at XPX, yeah, it's so I do a little different charting. Looking at 30 minutes. We had a nice W formation. This is what you're looking at. I'm surprised they didn't drop it more. Usually a W, they get people, they try to, this is what a W, the liquidity, they huge drop, and then it looks like a nice, strong breakout. So people getting long put their stop in at this pivot low at 4073, and then usually they come down and wick it down and then push it up. But SPX, we could have got in over that pivot. That would have been a good spot to get in. But when you have that trending day, unexpected, you don't really, everything just feels like chasing. It's really, really hard. I had so much buying power, BP left yesterday, because I did have those SPY puts. I didn't really want to. It's hard to chase. Like I try not to chase because then it just gets it's ugly. So yes, we're still watching 4100. We weren't able to break above or touch this. The unemployment rate came out and the non-farm payrolls. So payrolls rose 390,000 in May, better than expected as companies keep hiring. So average hourly earnings. So non employers added 3,900 jobs, 390,000 jobs. So that added a ton of jobs. So people are starting to hire, which is different, interesting. But unemployment rate was 3.6. It was expected to be 3.5. Thanks, Brad. I really wasn't gonna do today, but I had to pop on. I have to keep doing this. I just wanted to sleep today, but sleep is sign of weakness, as I say. But no, the unemployment rate was 3.6. It was expected to be 3.5. Previously, it was 3.6. So it was the same as previous, but it was worse than expected. It's been getting better. The unemployment rate's been getting better month by month by month. So someone wrote, looks like the market is taking this as the economy is still strong, meaning Powell won't have to worry about a recession and can be more hawkish. So that does make sense. So he could raise rates even more since people, everyone's since, a lot of jobs. Payrolls was 390,000. Expected was 320,000. So there's a ton more jobs created. So that's huge, which means companies are are hiring more, which means the economy is getting better without them going crazy with you know their their rates. So with the rates they have, they have to do with the economy. You have inflation, which is probably their top. They have their jobs, they have their consumers. So they have all this. They got to balance it all. So if their jobs are getting better, the job reports, unemployment rate's been getting better and better every single time, which I think it's rigged, but getting better and better every time. Oh, I gotta. So when I'm trying to get this thought together while I do this. So you have your inflation, your jobs, and your consumers. Consumers. The reason I think we push is because who talked to Bullard? I think. Um, he or she. I don't know genders on these people. I just know their names. But she pretty much lied about the she's like consumer spending or consumer something is increasing or something about the consumer. She lied, that put hope into the market, but you have your inflation is still completely out of control, and then the other two are consumers are still they're spending more. We've been spending more and more and more, so that means usually we have more money, which helps the economy. And then with the jobs today, the economy's getting better without. This is a hard thought to get out. Sorry. So two out of the three, the only thing they're really battling is inflation, which is going to be the only one that really has to do with rates. So the market's taken as, they can definitely raise rates a little quicker. That's how the market's probably reacting to this jobs report. But also wait till the market actually opens because that's when the real big hitters come in. So they wrote, hot labor market plus very high inflation makes sense for the Feds to front load rate hikes. U.S. employment growth is limited by lack of supply, not lack of demand. So a lot of this, they think they're, how do you get out of here? How do you get in here? My dog like randomly opens doors. Okay, so yes, NQ, same thing. We had those 4-hour demands below. VIX and UVXY were not acting normal. Um, the market was pushing like VIX should have been like 18, but this triangle is pretty much invalidated. We just had this downtrend. This is what kind of I'm watching. Let's just watch this downtrend. Not the best downtrend, but just gonna watch it. See bonds shot up, TLT went down. All right, so let's go charting. Apple 150 key level, obviously didn't hold. Another break above. It actually broke above and retested and shot up, so that could have been a nice little entry. 150 above. Um, big gap, big drop at 630. Not looking at Apple. AMD. Pretty much a huge push off. What was the low yesterday? Low was 100.35. We got an AMD here. We sold about here. If we would have held, that would have been 500, 600%. But the main thing, AMD, we were able to break over this, which was a huge, you could tell we tested it, broke above. We didn't retest it though. But AMD, pretty solid move. Semis seemed strong at open and just, just took off. Pretty simple. Had that downtrend. But we are in this kind of rising wedge flag that's still pretty much intact. Could have broken out a little bit. It seemed like it broke out a little bit yesterday, but definitely wicked right there. But AMD, I'm pretty sure, anytime I think AMD gets under 100, under 90, it's a good time to get shares. Definitely a good time. Facebook. Wait, let's see what's Amazon. Amazon officially split today. Shares, you get the shares Monday. You go. Out. Facebook had another had, had another high staff member quit and pushed up huge, strong. But this kind of 190 area has been a pretty key level. I'm gonna start putting key levels on with supply and demand. I notice key levels are, sometimes supply and demand doesn't work or you miss it and whatnot. So definitely watching key levels too. But kind of this 190, has been a nice support and resistance area right here. Support here. Definitely broke through it, but we had a nice push above it. Beautiful retest there, and then we're kind of off to the races. We took the nice short yesterday. I'm trying to find that exactly that spot we took that short. We're watching yeah, right here. So it's a 1 hour where it sold off with their news of that person quitting. So you have that, base right here and then a huge drop. I mean, this drop was pretty strong. 5%. So usually when we get back into it, if we get back to that sell-off area, we're gonna catch another sell. If it wasn't for that 189, we could have seen a lot more downside. But look at that, beautiful, came up here and then continued back down. So good 1.3%. That was a nice one. That was almost like $120 per contract. Nice 100% if we would have held. But Facebook definitely strong yesterday. But Facebook chart looks primed if they could stop having kind of stupid bad news. Go off for webcam for a second. I'll be right back. No. Go hang with mommy. Love you. All right, we're back. Kids are just waking up. All right. Microsoft, a daily chart. Just I don't know what's going on with this thing, but they lowered guidance and they pushed really hard. So that's what makes sense. Snapchat lowered their guidance and Nasdaq dropped 2%. Microsoft lowers their guidance and they push super strong. Definitely watching this kind of like 265 area. See if we could come back down. Kind of tag where we pushed. 265, you could tell is a resistance here, came up, support here. Can't really do supply and demand on this. I mean, we could see a little demand down here, but definitely watch if we are able to come back down. We're still selling off a little bit. Nvidia, I cried about this one right here. Nvidia hold 182, 180. NVIDIA, what did it do? Bounced perfectly off 182. What did it do? Wednesday, bounced off 182. If you go far back, you know, that 182 area is kind of resistance we broke above, held the support. This is key. This is what I'm going to start doing a lot. Take some trades off of this, just not supply and demand, where you have keyed levels. You tell, look, support, 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 broke through, became resistance, and then look, we break out. You don't play. If you don't want to chase, you wait for the retest. We had one bounce, two bounces, pushed up. 192 was a support and resistance here, and also 201, 200. So if we're able to break through that 182, I think that's what pushed a lot of the market was AMD bouncing off 100 and also NVIDIA bouncing off 182. You can tell these are key supports because if it falls below, we're at that push after earnings, which is a lot of buying pressure. So sellers could potentially bring it back down to 160, which is a definitely need to hold. They need to hold that. Wouldn't really like a 192, hold 192, but definitely if we do sell off, watch 182. Tesla was another one I cried about, which we had. So we had, I think, a 15-minute. So Tesla, we had over 787. Did we break it? 787? We got 790. We couldn't really couldn't break it. So that could have been a nice put. And also 730. So we have on the 30-minute, which is not the best thing to do, we have this demand. Beautiful touch there. The only problem was we had kind of a key level at 7, I think 7, we'll just put 731 for a nice round number, which was this, previous resistance here, kind of support here, support there, resistance there, and then resistance, which caused a huge sell-off right there. So we had a bounce Wednesday from that 731 almost perfectly, and then we kind of had just that liquidity grab, that fake out. They faked out. That's why this demand I didn't really like, because it was just right below a key level, which is, I don't like it, but that's what market makers are trying to do. They want people who take that previous day low, high to low, high to low. They think it's gonna be low. This was an outside day, so we have, with outside days, I'm going to start doing broadening formations too. We have a broadening formation, so definitely watching that 730, possibly here. Tesla could be fun on 0 days. Market's still selling off just a little bit. Amazon, pretty psych level of 2,500. Looks like we're breaking below it. I'm going to be grabbing some shares on Monday, possibly Tuesday. I want to see what it does on Monday. I don't want to get it ready to open. If we do have a sell-off, I could get a little cheaper. But they should be with a 2,500. It's bad that I'm using a calculator. $2,500 divided by 20, because it's a 21. Should be $1 or $125 a share, which is good because, to do covered calls. So covered calls is what a lot of market makers and whales do. You buy shares and then you're going to sell puts to kind of hedge your shares, but you could make money, big money, if your puts go, if the person who buys puts go to zero, you get all that premium. But you have to buy 100 shares for a covered call. So at 2,500 times 100, I can do this without math. 2500, add two twos. So it costs you $250,000 just to do one covered call. So if it's 20 to 1, it'd be 125 times 100, which equals 12,000 for a covered call. Big difference. Big difference. You could do 20. Yeah, 20. Duh. You could do 20. So there's going to be a lot more liquidity. People getting shares and then selling puts and, selling calls. That's, if you have enough money in your port, you should definitely be looking into that in some stocks. We had, what else did we have on ours? Amazon continuation. Yeah, 2,500 was a good drop. A lot of people thought we'd push past 2,500. We did after hours. Ran pretty well after hours. Netflix. A lot of people on Twitter are long on Netflix. Tons of insider buying. Just long on Netflix. I don't see it, but the people on Twitter who have some followers. So let's just go through some stocks. Google stock split today. I'm pretty sure it's today. Did theirs get canceled? I read something. Oh, their split's not till July. Okay. Or am I gonna look for that insider? So here's the insider on Netflix. Let's see what it is. Last 30 days. So you had 6262, still a bunch of buys yesterday. So just a ton of buys. I thought Google stock split was upcoming. I'm still watching banks. I've been watching banks for months, but still watching. Moderna was one of the few red stocks yesterday. Nothing really on watch on that. MU, wow, that's a pretty big gap down. But I don't really play MU much. Netflix, Neo. Neo's just keeping this up, kind of uptrend. You tell that, a rising wedge here. If you just move this box up, no uses this man, just uses a level. Until test here, came back down. Let fake out. So let's see if it's going to hold that 18. That's going to be key. If it holds 18, it should break out. PayPal, I got to read. I'm just going to go ahead and redo all this. I'm not going to do it today because I'm not playing it. Roblox is crazy strong. Sort of rejecting the demand we have here, but it was super, super strong. Could have taken a nice call off this, the kind of this pivot. It key level. You just mark this up. You could tell had trouble here. Here's your support. There's your resistance. There's your resistance. Came up, broke out, but eventually went. Roku. I could see Roku if see the problem is see now it's hard to see downside. But remember, if we are in a bear market, we're gonna have those pushes like yesterday, and then we're just gonna have a rip your face off downside. It's not gonna make any sense. Snapchat still not doing anything since earnings. Square doesn't look good at all. The video, oh yeah, DJ, this is the video right here. Nvidia and AMD, I think, is what really helped push the market yesterday. I had that 182 hold on my pre-market list right here. Nvidia hold 182. We came down, bounced right off 182. Pretty perfect hold. That and AMD came down to 100. Nice, and then push. So I think that helped push the market. You can tell that 182 right here. Then I have that 192, which is a previous resistance right here. There we go. A resistance. We had kind of like a double top here. And yesterday's high, we kind of struggled, pushed up. So I'd like to see kind of a retest of that 192 and then continue up to 200. But I honestly not trying to predict today. My main thing is I'm definitely going to wait for that 182. Let's see if we're going to hold that. That's going to be my main thing. Same with AMD. Are we going to hold that 100? AMD kind of is, I could see AMD coming down because we are having this little rising wedge kind of bear flag in development. But, I think I tell people anytime AMD gets under 100, gets under 90 is a good spot to definitely hold. I don't like people who message me with questions. But, AMD, I think a lot of people do accumulate shares down here. But, the news came out, so we're having a pretty decent sell off because I think people are thinking they could be. What's up, Baba Ganoush? Hi. Hey. What's up, buddy? Look grumpy. Oh boy, just start biting. You took the last one? You could probably run to the store. You think you run to the store? Well, no. With just him. We need eggs. Okay, we'll talk about it in a bit. All right, what's up, Alan? So yeah, we'll go over the payroll. A lot of people are saying I'm not into cryptocurrencies or NFTs. I don't know why people message me that. We have, let me see. They said looks like the market is taking this as the economy is still strong because there's a ton of more jobs added estimated than expected. So more companies are adding jobs. I'm gonna rearrange my desk this weekend. So Powell won't have to worry about the recession because he could be more hawkish. So that's the main thing. But we are watching. Let's definitely watch his downtrend breakout retest. 4100 has been key. I'm watching these 4-hour demands, where we pushed up yesterday, but I'm sticking to these key levels kind of today. Not really into these demands. The monthly has turned red. Of course, we're getting good big ranges on the monthly. Yeah, UVXY was not acting normal yesterday. This is what it was strange. Like people were like, "Oh, price action was awesome." Yes, price action was horrible yesterday. Like UVXY and VIX, like um when the market reopened at 6. Stevie, I'll get to it in a second. I'll get to Tesla. When the market opened at 6, you know we the market gapped up a little bit, and so did VIX. So you can tell they're not working the same. But UVXY held demand um yesterday, but not acting like it should have. It's weird. VIX was definitely like we went up what 4% yesterday. VIX should be in the 18s the way we pushed yesterday. So Tesla, looking at let me look at yeah. So Tesla 780 is sweet, awesome, Stevie. Yeah. Um, 780 was a key level. So we've been just ranging right now, just between 730 and 780. We had decent strong rejections off 780. Nice rejection here. We couldn't make it. We're kind of making this little broad formation. I had a demand down here, but we had that kind of false breakdown from that 730, 731, which you could tell was previous resistance here, support here. So at 730, this is a huge sell-off though. They had a lot of negative news. Like Elon's kind of going nuts right now. Tesla drops on poor jobs report out of Tesla. Tesla then drops more on strong jobs report out of the government. Trying to find like he was in like 2018. A report came out that he was hacking people's not hacking, but just really, really watching people on their work computers. He says, he's making people uh, trading after Rutgers report. CEO Elon Musk has a super bad feeling about the economy and wants to cut about 10% of jobs. So even Tesla wants to cut 10% jobs. He also stated that they have to work a minimum of 40 hours a week in office. He just says that, when they work remote, that they slack off. He says they can work remote, but they have to work a minimum of 40 hours in office. So that yeah, he said cut staff by 10%, pauses all hiring. So even Tesla is having issues, but some things with Tesla, bad news is good news, especially with the market. But Tesla definitely a nice rejection of 780 area. Yesterday we had Tesla over 787, so I had 787 and a break below 730. So we had a fake out 730 break down, but a huge push up. So those were our levels. We've just been ranging back and forth here. So, the main thing is you don't play the breakout. You kind of wait for a retest and then a continuation. So Tesla, yesterday had a nice decent retest right here of that 780, up to 788. But definitely want to watch. It's just a weird candle because we opened up gapping down. We have a very small gap below. So Tesla, it's just like in a little broadening range. So I could see us come down to, we're already down to 730 actually. My bad. But Tesla, Tesla's good to take if you definitely watch Nasdaq. If Nasdaq gets weak and breaks below 2600, that's a good time to take Tesla. Tesla gets very weak when Nasdaq gets really weak. So we're watching, a 4 hour, Nasdaq, doesn't Nasdaq almost look like Tesla? Yeah, we're having those fake breakdowns right here. We had a huge strong push up. So Stevie, that's why I like to really, really watch Nasdaq on Tesla. So every time we broke below 12,600, if you go to Tesla, Tesla was weak too. Here's that breakdown, strong breakdown. No, I don't know what I'm looking at actually. Sorry. You know, we had strong breakdowns. These are probably the same time as Nvidia or as Nasdaq was breaking down. But they definitely work very well together. But yeah, Tesla, Elon Musk is going crazy. So main thing is we're watching at 4100, watching at 4100 on ES. And NQ has 12600. We have a little bit farther to go, but possibly see some of that. Apple is back below 150, which is pretty big. And if Nvidia and AMD fall below those key pivots of 100 and 182, 100 for AMD, 182, I mean the market's gonna pretty much, that's what I'm looking for a lot of downside in the market. These 182, which is a nice retest. Oh, the video was super strong. We had 182 on our list yesterday and pushed up. So, AMD held that 100 very, very well and pushed up really strong. But if those fall, market's not going to look good. All right. A lot of people have, I don't really do Elliott waves, but a lot of people are doing this Elliott wave of a 5.1, 4, and then 5. I think 427 is a lot of people's five five wave up. But their SPY can't get past that 0.236 retracement, but we held at 0.385. That's from the swing. The swing low to swing high on, since COVID. So that's always a good spot to watch on on retracements. SPY, I like to do like all these crazy diagonals and stuff just for fun. Key level definitely for SPY is at 436, but we are coming down. It is news driven. So let's see what's gonna happen. This was crazy push. Oh, they updated it. We got it was frozen yesterday. Trading view. All right, let's get started. Or let me get set up. So I was showing I have a few buddies I'm in chat with that do futures. So we have on ES right here, we have, almost basically tagged this high supply. But I'm just watching it for upside. If you do recover, definitely. This isn't fresh though, but this is, this was the perfect entry from the get in. Like you had a drop, a nice doji, which is going to be your supply drop, and then look, it comes right back up into it, and then continues to drop. So future traders, like I'm debating on going to futures, not full time, but um, would love to do some future trading, especially that one that they give you like 50 grand and you take they take a 10% cut on everything you make, which is pretty cool. But that was, look at that, huge push up, double top into it, and then a drop. So downside, definitely looking at 14115, and then upside, we have this doji, and then possibly this 2 hour if we continue back up. I don't like taking, if we do have a strong rejection out of this one, yeah, I'll take a short, but this has already been, well, we're selling off pretty good. This has already been touched, so it's not fresh. All right, so I'm not gonna do live trading, so that's gonna end it for me, guys. Appreciate you guys joining. Y'all have a good time. I just kind of wanna, well, my wife's gotta go run to the store, so I'll have the babies in the background. Don't like having them on video, but we'll be back Monday, pre-market live, back on schedule. Y'all have a great rest of your Friday. Good luck, guys, today.